Welcome to this YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to talk about Ferrari versus Lamborghini. So before starting this video, please like this video, and subscribe to this channel for our future updates. Ferrari versus Lamborghini. The past, present and future of the Italian automakers. Usually when the word supercar comes to mind, two automakers are the first to emerge: Lamborghini and Ferrari. Ferrari is based out of Maranello, while Lamborghini calls Sant'Agata Bolognese home. The two iconic Italian brands have their differences, but they've both created some of the most striking, powerful and drool-worthy vehicles on the planet. Usually enthusiasts choose one of these Italian automakers as their favorite, but they are both legendary manufacturers that continually set the bar for high-performance cars. Ferrari. Enzo Ferrari was born in Modena, Italy in 1898. From a young age, Ferrari was interested in motor racing. After starting his racing career in 1919, Ferrari became a works driver for Alfa Romeo. 5 years later, Enzo founded Scuderia Ferrari as Alfa Romeo's official racing division. Alfa Romeo eventually renamed its team Alfa Corse and made Enzo its head, but the enterprising Italian had other plans. Enzo Ferrari 1966. In 1939, Enzo left Alfa Romeo to form Auto Avio Costruzioni in Modena. Ferrari built his first car, the 815, and competed in the 1940 Mille Miglia. World War II temporarily halted Italian industry and motor racing, leading Ferrari to move his operations to Maranello in 1943. After the war's conclusion, Ferrari set about building his first production car, the 125S. The 12-cylinder car achieved its first victory at the Rome Grand Prix in 1947. Scuderia Ferrari's racing success continued with its first endurance win at the 1948 Mille Miglia and its first 24 Hours of Le Mans victory in 1949. Ferrari's first Formula One World Championship came in 1952 with driver Alberto Ascari. The loss of Enzo's son in 1956 and 6 of his drivers between 1955 and 1965 put immense strain on Ferrari's founder, but the company continued to flourish in motor racing. Ferrari's first racing victory came at the Rome Grand Prix in 1947 with the 125S in 1961. Noting production difficulties, Ferrari began negotiating a sale to Ford Motor Company. Enzo backed out of the deal at the last minute, however, infuriating Ford, and igniting a fierce racing rivalry. Guess Enzo had a knack for making enemies. In 1969, Enzo sold half his company shares to Fiat and resigned as president in 1977. In the 1970s, Ferrari's first mid-engine V8 road cars hit production, including the 308 GTB, 308 GT4 and 308 GTS. The 80s brought significant changes to Ferrari. Fiat increased its stake to 90%. Enzo passed away in 1988 and road car performance leveled up. Vehicles like the 288 GTO Testarossa and F40 brought the automaker into the modern era of style and power. Lamborghini. Ferruccio Lamborghini was born in 1916 to a family of grape farmers. His interest in mechanics eventually led him to form a business making tractors following World War II. As Lamborghini's business, which grew to include other appliances, flourished, he became very wealthy. Ferruccio Lamborghini began collecting and racing sports cars, including those of fellow Italian Enzo Ferrari. As he drove and studied some of his Ferrari road cars, he perceived faults in their engineering. Lamborghini decided to share his constructive criticism with Ferrari, but was rebuffed, insulted by Ferrari's response. Lamborghini decided he would build a better sports car and show his countrymen a thing or two. Automobili Lamborghini was founded in May of 1963 and a new factory was built in Sant'Agata Bolognese, where the company operates to this day. Lamborghini hand-picked talented engineers including Giotto Bizzarini, who had recently developed some of Ferrari's engines, to begin work on his first car. 6 months later, at the Turin Motor Show, the Lamborghini 350 GTV was introduced. After selling 120 units of the production 350 GT, Lamborghini created a new version with a larger engine, new gearbox and 2x2 seating configuration. This 400 GT model sold in much greater numbers and helped put Lamborghini on the map. With Lamborghini's operation expanding, its founder sought fresh engineering talent. Ferruccio put the young Paolo Stanzani and Gian Paolo Dallara in charge of his technical department. Stanzani and Dallara looked to the racing world for inspiration, and eventually cooked up a two-seater sports car that would rock the motoring world. With the 400 GT's 12-cylinder engine transversely mounted behind the cockpit, and welded sheet metal forming the lightweight chassis, This concept sports car debuted at the Turin Motor Show. Famed coach builder, Nuccio Bertone saw the chassis and approached Lamborghini about building a body. With the help of Lamborghini designer Marcello Gandini, Bertone formed the Miura P400. The car's debut at the 1966 Geneva Motor Show made Lamborghini an overnight sensation. Lamborghini went on to add the Ailero and Espada, before introducing another icon at the 1971 Geneva Motor Show. The LP400, better known as the Countach, pioneered the wedge shape, and became the dream car of children across the globe. After Ferruccio departed from Automobili Lamborghini in 1972, the Urraco and Silhouette models were added. Financial difficulties led to Automobili Lamborghini's bankruptcy in 1980, but a year later Nuova Automobili Ferruccio Lamborghini Spa was born with new investors. The Halpa Coupe and Lamborghini's first off-road vehicle, the LM002, kicked off the 80s, but further financial struggle led the company to change hands again, this time falling under the Chrysler umbrella. In 1990, the sleek, potent Diablo was introduced as the successor to the Countach. In 1994, Chrysler suddenly offloaded Lamborghini to a group of Indonesian investors, who sold the company to its current owner Audi in 1998. Current models: Ferrari. Ferrari continues to compete in Formula One, though with much less success than in the early 2000s. The road car business, however, continues to succeed with new models, variants and millions of adoring fans. At present, Ferrari has 4 core models: the 812 Superfast, GTC4 Lusso, 488 GTB and Portofino. Replacing unattractive California in 2018, the Portofino is a front-engine rear-drive drop-top with improved looks. Though Ferrari's entry-level model, the $215,000 hard-top convertible, packs 591 horsepower from a twin-turbo V8 and rockets to 60 miles per hour in 3.1 seconds. Ferrari 812 Superfast, a step up from the 2x2 Portofino, is Ferrari's 458 successor, the 488 GTB. Though wielding the same engine as the Portofino, the GTB produces 661 horsepower, and uses its mid-engine setup to corner with incredible precision. A lighter, more powerful 488 Pista version is currently on sale with 710 horsepower and zero mercy. Ferrari's top car 812 Superfast. 789 horsepower, top speed of 211 miles per hour, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds. If your Ferrari needs at least an ounce of versatility, consider the GTC4 Lusso. Available in V8 and V12 versions, the GTC is 680 horsepower of shooting brake sexiness. The replacement for the FF is intended for high-speed cruiser more than setting fast lap times, as is evidenced by its luxurious interior and heftier proportions. Ruling the Ferrari lineup in power and panache is the 812 Superfast. A 6.5-litre V12 supplies 789 horsepower to the rear wheels, via a 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission. From a dig, the Superfast will hit 60 miles per hour in 2.8 seconds and top out at 211 miles per hour. On top of its power, the 812 is a seriously pretty car with all the right curves and edges. Lamborghini. As a tenured member of the Volkswagen Group, owners of Audi, Porsche, Bentley, and others, Lamborghini is selling more cars than ever before. At present, there are only 3 series production models and several variants, of each: the Urus, the Huracan and the Aventador. Lamborghini's top car. Aventador SVJ. 759 horsepower, top speed of 217 miles per hour, 0 to 60 miles per hour in 2.7 seconds. Since replacing the Murcielago in 2010, the Aventador has remained Lamborghini's top dog supercar. Now in its final model year before a successor is announced, the Aventador is more aggressive than ever. Specifically, the SVJ Jota version produces an insane 759 horsepower, and 531 pound-feet of torque from a naturally aspirated 6.5-litre V12. The Jota also has a more sophisticated version of the AILA system, and it looks wild. The most recent addition to the Lambo fold is their second production SUV, the Urus. While following in the footsteps of the LM002, the Urus is far more refined. Engineered with space for 4 full-size adults and the versatility to handle a racetrack and a mountain pass in a single day, Lamborghini says the Urus is the world's first super SUV. What's coming next? Ferrari. Like Lamborghini, Ferrari is embracing electrification for its next round of sports cars. Up to 60% of its vehicle range will be hybridized by 2020, and all models will gain electric help before 2025. Ferrari plans to expand its model range significantly, especially the Grand Touring GT category, but with increases in its model prices it expects it will remain ultra-exclusive. The Italian automaker will also adopt semi-autonomous driving technologies, but claims it will retain the pleasure of driving. As for specific models, the most anticipated new Ferraris are a pair of limited production cars known as the Monza SP1 and SP2. Both pillar-less windshield-free supercars. The only real difference between them is their configuration. The SP1 has a single seat while the SP2 has room for a passenger instead of windshields. The cars use an air channel that directs wind over the driver and passenger SP2 heads. Both cars are powered by Ferrari's naturally aspirated V12 engine, and come with a tailored racing suit for the driver. Lamborghini has committed to retaining naturally aspirated and 12-cylinder engines for as long as it can, but to do so it will need to embrace electric assistance. We already know the Aventador's successor will feature some type of hybrid V12, and will weigh more than the current car. Even with extensive use of carbon fiber and its patented forged composites, the additional heft of electric motors and batteries will impact performance. The only answer for now will be to add power. Oh darn. Lamborghini Terzo Millennio. To look a bit further into the future, consider the recently revealed Terzo Millennio. Fully electric, visually arresting and featuring lightweight body panels that store energy like batteries, the Terzo is a brilliant vision of the future. Other highlights include in-wheel motors, damage-detecting build materials, and an electric sound that's almost as appealing as an internal combustion engine. What do you think of our list? Which facts do you think we missed? Let me know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from me again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.